So as you can see in the session plan, next session will basically speak about electronic warehouse receipt and repository system facilitating continuous flow of credit in rural areas. So because you are working in agri warehousing area or you aspire to work in agri warehousing sector, so it's very important to understand what actually is new, what actually new is happening in this sector in terms of negotiability of warehouse receipt, issuing electronic warehouse receipt, and then what is the entire ecosystem. It's very important to understand. So we understand half an hour is never going to be sufficient to discuss all this, but idea only is to give you an overview when you speak about electronic warehouse receipt, what this concept is, and what is the kind of institutional arrangement we are having, what is the kind of policies that we are having to strengthen or support this kind of system. So that is all we are going to discuss in this session, and to speak on that we are having with us Sri Arun Kumar ji. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar, Dr. Shailendra ji. So I'm audible to you, right?
Yeah, audible. So, friends, and he is from NERL. As I mentioned, that when you speak about electronic warehouse receipt, you need some institutional arrangement to maintain the data that you are regularly, continuously creating. And we are having two repository in the presentation. He will speak about the entire ecosystem. One of the repository is NERL. So he is from NERL and looking after operations of NERL in two southern states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So, and as far as participants are concerned, I already informed you that we are having one online program, PGDAWM. So either they are working in agri warehousing sector or aspire to work in agri warehousing sector. So something like 85, 90 participants of enrolled in this program, they are participating in this webinar. So, and we broadly just want to understand this entire ecosystem, ENWR, and what kind of advantages it offers to warehouses. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shailendra ji, and for giving us opportunity to speak on this platform. And good morning all. Myself Arun Kumar, and I'm a regional manager AP Telangana and Odisha in NERL. So before I start this session, I want to brief you about what is WDRA and what is NERL role about to this new ecosystem which is created and which will be changing warehouse business in future. So before I start, I want to tell about NERL. NERL, we got license from WDRA. We got a license with WDRA in September 2017, and NERL major promoter is NCDX 67%, and remaining promoted by SEBI, NABARD, State Bank of India, and ICICI. And these are the promoters. And NERL chairman sir is Mr. Suraj Hussain sir, and Suraj Hussain sir was ex-IS officer in Congress government in 2008, and he retired and he joined the FCI. After FCI, he joined NERL. So we are 60 member of team, and we are operating 16 states and 1 union territory. So WDRA comes under Food Ministries, and WDRA given license to NERL and CCRL in September 2017. And as we are NERL, we are a platform provider to the stakeholders, warehouse service provider, bankers, and the depositors, and WDRA. So I want to tell you about the old ecosystem. So this is the old ecosystem. So old ecosystem is when depositor will deposit the stock, warehouse manager will be issuing physical receipt, and that physical receipt will be, he will go and give it to the bank manager, and bank manager will allot collateral manager, and collateral manager will go to the warehouse and he will do the quality check, and he will provide a quality certificate to the banker. Then banker will be dispersing the loan. So the old ecosystem used to take minimum 10 to 1 week to 10 days. And there are 6 points to be discussed. The old ecosystem: low trust between depositor and warehouseman, and there is no transparency was not there, and there is no proper standard operating procedure for warehouse, and there is no proper grading assign will be there is no proper assign should not there in old ecosystem, and there is no redressal mechanism was not there. There is no market access was there. So the old system was only to deposit and take loan, and the cost was included when they deposit in the non-registered warehouses. There is a collateral services are they used to charge around 0.5% to 1%, and the rate of interest is high in physical receipts in the non-registered warehouses. And present, I want to talk about the WDRA new ecosystem. Is if any warehouse wants to register with WDRA, the basic requirement to register warehouse is minimum plinth height should be 4 feet, surrounding fence should be mandatory, and weighbridge should be mandatory. Proper fire and assign equipment should be available in WDRA registered warehouse, and proper 3 insurance should be there: fire, burglary, and fidelity. So once this registration is completely online. Once this registration is done, then warehouse inspection, WDRA will be having 12 inspection agencies. They will conduct an inspection. If everything is proper, then only they will receive an WDRA certificate from WDRA. Once this WDRA certificate received by any warehouse, then as a repository, we will enter into that warehouse. So to issue that ENWR, they have to issue, we are the platform provider, they have to issue from my platform, NERL platform. And the same, if any depositor wants to deposit the stock in the WDRA warehouse, he needs to open a repository account. The same way, if any customer wants to buy a share, the demat account is important, right? Here, every depositor will be having a repository account, and he have to open that repository account from NERL platform, and the banker who log this receipt and they will disburse the loan, that is also NERL platform. So we are the platform provider to the depositor, warehouse, bank, exchange, and WDRA. And the benefit of this ENWR is there is no collateral services not required in the WDRA warehouse. The whole quality and quantity responsible is on warehouse owner, means warehouse manager, and they can do ownership transfer. They can go for auction through ENAM, as Suman sir said just now. They can go for auction through ENAM. They can go for auction through NEML platform also. Means they can, wherever you get a better price, you can auction through ENAM, and you can auction through NEML platform. That is there in ENWR. So any depositor wants to deposit the stock, the services are available. He can deposit the stock, he can pledge the stock, he can auction the stock, he can do the ownership transfer also. That is there with only this electronic negotiable warehouse receipt, and everything for opening the account, for depositing the stock, for pledging the stock, there should be a confirmation from the depositor. So I will explain that the ENWR generation and the pledging process in next slide. And the fourth point is central online record keeping. So when this ENWR or ENWR generated, immediately WDRA will having this data, and immediately the WSP will be having the data. And next, fifth point is robust commodity and warehouse risk management system and process. The old ecosystem was any issue will be happen, then it will be a civil offense. It was. Now it is a criminal offense. The WDR Act says if any mischief happens, there is a WDRA grievance system is there. So they have to follow the WDRA grievance system. And standardization of warehouse and the commodity stored. So they have to maintain a SOP, and they have to hire a technical officer who know this AGMARK parameters. So every ENWR, when it is generated, it will be generated as per the AGMARK standard or BIS standard. And the seventh point is, every bank having a special product on this ENWR. They have reduced their rate of interest when they fund on this ENWR. They have reduced their loan processing charges, and some banks have been not charging processing charges also. Like SBI, they have not, there is no charges for processing charges for loan disbursement, and some banks have been did mandatory, they will fund only on ENWR. So these are the major benefits of ENWR and WDR registration, and I will present how this ENWR will be generated. So if any deposit, if any farmer wants to deposit the stock, they cannot go directly deposit in WDRA warehouse. They have to open a repository account. We have 70 repository participation who do this KYD activity. And for farmer, PAN card is not required. They have to submit land document, Aadhaar card, one passport size photo, one bank passbook copy. These 3 documents they can submit in the warehouse, and they can open this repository account setting in the warehouse. And this account opening process will take 2 working days. So once this repository account open, they will get a beneficiary account number, 16-digit beneficiary account number. And to activate that beneficiary account, customer will receive one authorization code that should be confirmed to the repository participant who open this repository account. Then this repository account will be active. Once this repository account will be active, then he will give that 16-digit beneficiary code to the warehouse manager. Warehouse, after deposit, warehouse manager having a 2 level of checkpoints. One is warehouse module, second is assign module. Warehouse module maker checker will be available, and assign module will be maker checker will be available. So in both modules, checker will be the warehouse manager, and warehouse module having a maker as a staff member, and assign module maker is a technical analyst who does this quality check. So warehouse maker will be putting the quantity and in warehouse module, and checker will be the checking the quantity, and he will approve from warehouse module. Once this warehouse module will approve, then it will go to the assign module. And assign module, in assign technical analyst will do the quality check, and as per AGMARK standard, he need to enter the quality detail. Then it will submit from the maker level, and it will go to the checker level. Once the checker will be checking the details and approving, this ENWR will be generated. Once this ENWR will be generated, to pledge that ENWR, depositor can do manually. For farmers, for traders, this pledging he mandatory, they have to do through online only. The way we use this net banking, the same way they can log in into their repository account. With their repository account, you need to select the ENWR numbers which have been generated by the warehouse manager. You need to select the ENWR number, and you need to select the bank, which bank you want to pledge. You need to select the bank. Suppose if it is a SBI bank Guntur, then need to select the SBI bank and the IFSC code where this pledge wants to initiate. So he need to select the IFSC code. Once he select the IFSC code and he will submit from client end, CPG number will be generated. CPG means client pledge generation number. Once the CPG number will be generated, it will go to the repository participant. Repository participant, he will cross verify the ENWR number, quantity, number of bags, and the warehouse registered details, and he will, if everything is okay, he will initiate RPV, repository participation, who do this KYD, he will initiate the pledge. Once he will initiate the pledge, then RP will provide EPG number, electronic pledge generation number. Once this EPG number will be generated, again that transaction will be routed to warehouse man. Warehouse manager should confirm, yes, this stock is lying in my warehouse and this quality has been approved by their end. So once this warehouse manager will be approved, then it will be go to the bank level. Bank level will be having a maker, checker, and verifier. And bank level, bank maker will be the staff of the bank, and checker will be the manager of that bank, and verifier will be the chief manager of that location. So if once the maker will be receiving this EPG number, so he will enter the market value, where banker having the ownership of putting the market value also. If the warehouse manager is giving the market value around 2100, suppose the same day it may be not pledged, but after some days it will some depositor will be pledging after 2 to 3 days. Then warehouse banker having an option to put a market value in that NERL application. He needs to put the market value and the loan amount, loan account number, and the repayment date. Every commodity having a separate shelf life as per AGMARK standard. For crystals and pulses, maximum shelf life is 12 months. Initially, they will issue that ENWR for starting 6 months. And then after 6 months, he need to put the quality details again, and it will be revalidated to 6 to 9 months. And in 9th month, they have to check the quality and they have to put the quality detail again in NERL platform. Then they can extend up to maximum up to 12 months. So for other commodities, like recently there was a change in cotton. In cotton, the maximum shelf life is 15 months. Start initial 9 months, then 3 plus 3. So total 9 months. So what the expiry date of the ENWR will be automatically selected as per the last expiry date of that ENWR. So the maker will be entering that last expiry date of the repayment, and he will submit from the banker maker level. Once the banker maker level will be submitted, checker will be just checking the details and he will approve from checker level, and it will go to the verifier level. Verifier will be just checking and approving. Once verifier will be approved, automatically the RP and the banker and the WSP can see from which bank it has been pledged and what is the loan amount. It will be reflected in the NERL system, as well as same details will be sent to the RP and the banker. Now banker having a ownership of that stocks. If the depositor is paying within that 12 months, there is no issue. If the depositor is not paying the loan within the 12 months, banker have a right to auction the stock. So in the WDR Act says bank have a right to auction the stock if the depositor is not paying the loan. So I said about this ENWR. ENWR is for pledging and the services which I said, deposit, pledge, ownership transfer, and auction, they can do with ENWR. And for ENNWR, electronic non-negotiable, this for just for storage purpose only. And for this, the both for ENWR as per WDRA circular, we are charging 15 rupees per 1 metric ton, one-time charge for the complete shelf life of that commodity. Means in this 15 rupees, 5 rupees is for deposit and withdrawal charges, 5 rupees is for pledge charges, and 5 rupees is for revalidation charges. And these charges are one-time charges for the farmers. For non-farmer category, as per WDRA circular, we are charging 40 rupees. That is 20 rupees is a deposit and withdrawal charges, 10 rupees is a pledge charges, and 10 rupees is a revalidation charges. This is for ENWR. And for electronic non-negotiable warehouse, we are charging only 40 rupees per bond, per each bond for farmers. Quantity might be anything. Per bond, 40 rupees. For traders, it will be 600 rupees per one bond. Quantity may be anything. So these charges are as per WDRA circular. And the major benefit of this ENWR is collateral services are not required for any warehouses like CWC or SWC or any private warehouse. Collateral charges are not required. And second benefit is banks are ready to fund on this ENWR. When farmer are receiving this ENWR, they are pledging with any banks, and all banks are ready to provide loans, and all banks are aware about their this special product which has been created from their central office, and they are charging less rate of interest on this ENWR. For government banks, they are charging 7.25% to 8%. For private, for farmers and for traders, they are charging some 8% to 10% in between. If they go for local RRBs like local cooperative banks rate of interest are little bit higher. They are charging around 9% to 11% in between. So every bank having a special product on the ENWR, they have reduced their rate of interest, and some banks has been reduced their processing fees also, and some banks has been not taking this processing fees. Like SBI is not charging processing fees. There is no processing fees for farmers, and recently they had some farmers have been sold their stock through ENAM. We have did some transaction in Guntur district, like Guntur. We have did some transaction in Dugirala, Vadlomadi, and we have did some transaction in AP private warehouse also, like Nandial. The commodity is paddy, and we have did in Guntur it's turmeric. So recently, one of the farmer in APSWC Tenali is planning to sell jowar around 240 MT. So he given his expectation price 2,900 to 3,000. So we are already in process to auction that stock. So now farmers are aware about this ENWR and the pledging activity. And now in 16 state and 1 union territory, so all the farmers who opened this repository account, we got some 9,000 repository accounts in Pan India. So in that 9,000, around 5,000 are farmers and remaining are traders. And all these farmers and traders, they are well known about what is the benefits of ENWR. And now deposit and pledge is running smoothly. Now we are helping them to get better price. So some farmers doesn't want to sell local APMC. They are planning to, they want a good price. So that's what we are creating. We are creating now to get a better price to the farmers. So we are doing, and we are continuously doing in some warehouses in AP, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu and UP and Haryana also. So now ENWR creation and pledging activities running smooth with every bank. Now we are getting into to this auction, helping them to get a better price and helping them to get a local price or local trade also. If they do local trade, they can do the ownership transfer also. So this is what the basic details about this new ecosystem and the importance of NERL and ENWR. And so this is the second level, which I said from banker level, maker, checker, and verifier level. And next, since inception, we have generated 5,29,811 ENWR and 53,22,678 MT of commodity in 980 warehouses in across 16 states and 1 union territory. Till November, we have already crossed 10,000 repository account. In that, non-farmers are 5,542, and farmers already we crossed around 5,000 farmers till November 30th. And we did 2,367 awareness program in Pan India wise. So if you have any questions, you can ask. So I think maximum the participation who attended this session are from APSWC Andhra. So maximum people are aware about how to generate ENWRs.